Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Valérie Mukanga, and I want to welcome you to Optimize Your Life. I have a very great guest. She's actually a very, very good friend of mine. Her name is Dr. Caroline Clerismé. She's originally from Haiti, and she speaks French like me. So,
Oui.
yeah, I'm actually going to let her introduce yourself to the audience, but I just wanted to throw that out there because I'm sure she wasn't going to say that.
Thank you so much for having me. To
Absolutely.
dentist, huh?
Yes. So would you please let us
French
know a little bit
speaking
about yourself?
dentist. Yes, again, thank you so much for having me. I know you're so busy, so I feel so special that you had time for me.
Uh-huh.
So, like Dr. Valley was saying, I'm Dr. Caroline Clerismé, originally from Haiti, a French speaking country. I'm a general dentist, I'm a wife, a mom of two beautiful daughters. They keep me so busy. And I'm also a serial investor, serial entrepreneur. I'm an author, and I'm also the founder and CEO of Doctors Out of Debt. It's a company that I created to help doctors get out of debt and have multiple streams of income at the same time. And it's been a wonderful journey helping so many doctors have debt freedom, have generational wealth, their rental properties, have a good life. It's been great.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Optimize Your Life is a section of Healing Wings Dental where I feel like there's so many areas in our lives where we are stuck in something. And I want us to kind of like draft out ways for us to optimize our lives, like to make it better. So today, the reason why I brought in Dr. Carolyn is because I want her to talk to us about how can we optimize our lives financially. In this country, so many people in the US are in debt from different reasons. It could be student loans. It could be even debts because you wanted to improve yourself, but then you find yourself stuck. So, doctor, what are ways that what is your story with that? What's your relationship with that, in fact, to begin with?
Let's start with that. I like that. So again, originally from Haiti, where when I grew up in Haiti in the 80s, I guess I'm telling your age, my age when I'm saying that. But anyway, I grew up in the 80s in Haiti, and credit cards, student loans, investing, that wasn't really a thing back then. And so my parents, they always drilled in our head not to have a bunch of student debt, not to pay or owe people money, and to never ever rely on one income. So those things were drilled in my mind pretty early. And I pretty much use all that to make sure that I never have debt, or if I have debt, to pay it off quickly and to never rely on one income. So I never ever had one income. I always had a bunch of income to help me pretty much make ends meet, like they say. But a little nutshell, but my whole journey is I grew up in Haiti. I went to a Catholic school for 13 years, and then I moved to Boston, Massachusetts, which is a very, very cold city.
Uh,
And I went
uh-huh.
to college there. And then after that, I went to dental school, still in Boston. I went to Tufts University. And then that's when the whole financial literacy really started to take shape, because
Right.
I graduated with very high six-figure debt, that numbers that I've never seen before.
Wow.
To add, what's the expression? There's an expression they use, like pretty much to make it even sound worse than that. I took a job at a health center, and they paid me less than six figures. It's like
Wow.
make it make sense. Like, how is that going to
Right.
work out?
Right.
So I pretty much had to figure out a bunch of strategies that I teach doctors as far as how to pay it off quickly. Because the quicker you pay the debt, the faster you can have more money to do whatever you want.
Right.
Because all that money, you can buy properties, rental properties with it. You can invest it in in stock market. You can take a little break from dentistry if you want to. You can help your parents back home. There's so much that you can do with
Yes.
extra money that you're
Right.
not giving the bank. And it's been the best thing ever, really. There's not one day that I wake up and say, oh, I wish I still had that. I wish I still had student. Like, who says that?
Right.
Debt freedom is very freeing. It gives me peace of mind. I have no regrets, because some people have approached me asking me, don't you wish that you had invested more? No, because I was still investing during that time. I just wasn't investing as aggressively as I do now. And it's been the best thing ever. And I have clients who are having similar results. They are paying off their practice debt of $500,000. They are buying their
Wow.
rental properties, multiple rental properties. They
Wow.
are able to help put their kids in private schools. All those things are possible thanks to financial freedom, not just debt freedom, but financial freedom, financial peace of mind, financial independence, all those things. It all ties together.
Wonderful. So when you said that you had a five-figure debt, how long did it take you to actually get rid of the debt altogether?
So six-figure debt, it was 250,
Six figure.
which is a lot of money. It's a lot when you
Six
think about
figure.
it. And then, of course, with the interest and everything like that.
Right.
And so the first thing that I had to do, Dr. Valerie, I had to write everything down. And I think that's one thing that so many of us don't want to do. We don't even, a lot of us don't know how much we owe. And I think that's something that's very important. Go back to your bank statements, go back to your mortgage statements. If you're taking care of mortgages and not just student loans, go back to all of the loans and see, look at the number. It's okay. It's scary at first. But it's important to know that number. How much do you really owe? And of course, how much are you taking in or bringing in every month? A lot of us, we know how much money we make gross. Like, oh, I make 10,000 or 5,000 a month. We know, but what about net? After taxes, how much money goes into that account? And after you pay everything, how much money you have left over that you can put towards the debt? Because it's very important to not just pay the minimum, because you're going to be in debt forever, which is what the banks want.
Right,
So you always want to put something extra every single month.
Okay. So yes, once you started doing that, about how long did it take you?
It took 4 years.
4 years?
4 years, yes.
Wow, but
And
that's
again,
pretty
remember,
fast.
it was. And again, I started with a salary of less than six figure. And when I realized that, so that's the thing, it's important to know where you are now. So now I went back and I saw how much money I was making and how much debt that I had. I figured out I had to make some changes here. I need more income. So I look for more income, meaning another job. And I look for other ways to have my debt repaid. Loan repayment programs that is available to so many doctors if they work in nonprofit organizations. So I did all that to help me pay up the debt, and a bunch of strategies, refinancing. There are a lot of things that I implemented that I teach doctors as well. All that to help me have pretty much debt freedom in 4 years. And again, it's been so freeing. It's something that you cannot really put into words. It just feels liberating. Like, oh, I'm done. I remember calling my mom almost in tears, like, I'm done. Like, I'm really done.
Wow.
So, and she has been praying for me, and she's a praying mother, prayer warrior. So she knows the whole struggle that it was to even get to dental school, pay off the debt. So it was a celebration, really.
So doctor, while you were talking about the relationship that you had with that, meaning that you were in a whole lot of debt, and that in 4 years you were able to be debt free, you talked about a few strategies that you used in order to come out of that. And one of them that I was able to hear you say is, first of all, knowing exactly how much you owe, and then so that you know exactly what to tackle and, to start taking strategies. And then another one that you said was that you had to actually look into how much you were making so that you can actually devise a game plan as far as, okay, this is however much I'm going to pay. You also said that you didn't want to pay the bare minimum so that you don't end up being in debt forever, but you stated that, you wanted to pay a little bit more so that you know how to come out of that. And then another thing that I heard you say is that you were able to kind of like look out some opportunities to get more income in order to come out of that. Do you have any other key points, maybe two other key points?
And I would say that it's important, with all that in mind too, it's important to be careful not to have any lifestyle creep and not to pretty much live to impress others, because sometimes our family members, friends, sometimes they can say, how come you don't have a luxury car? Or sometimes you try and impress friends. It's important not to do that. It might not sound like a strategy, an actual strategy, but it's something that so many of us, it's something that keeps us in debt, trying to impress others, meaning sometimes you might not be able to afford a car, but you still buy it because you had to look like a doctor.
Right.
And all that money could have been put towards debt that you have, that you can pay off quickly to be able to buy the luxury car cash. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about changing your mindset as far as stuff like that. And you don't have to live poor, quote unquote, like a dental student or a medical student forever. just for 3, 4 years, and then after that you can live it up, like they say.
Yeah, so you pretty much tightening up the belt only for a short period of time so that you can
Exactly.
actually live off of a real life and not like one that you want to mirror, like building from that.
Exactly. It's all about delayed gratification. It's all about being strategic as well. And some people, they think that I was just eating, noodles every day. No, I still eat well. I even went to Europe for a whole month when I was a kid.
What?
But again, that's the thing. I'm from Haiti, so we've been traveling a lot,
Right.
going back and forth towards from Haiti to the US. So during that time, I required a lot of miles. So I used those miles. So I only paid the taxes. I used those miles to go to Europe and for a whole month visited friends, family members. It's doable because you
It's
still have to live. You
right.
still have to live. You don't want to
Right.
be like angry, like, oh, I'm getting out of debt. No, be happy that it's the process. Be happy with the process. Enjoy the process. So, and I think that's why
Wonderful.
some people, they don't like the idea of getting out of debt. They feel like it's scarcity mindset. No, it's just something you have to go through to be able to get to the financial freedom. It's just a little step that you have to go through. But you
I
still have
love
to
it.
enjoy life during that time. Just have to be strategic and not go deeper in debt. Because again, for me, I just used the miles. I didn't go deeper in debt for that.
Right,
So
right, right. So that's why you decided to use miles instead.
yes, yes.
Wonderful. Well, that's good advice. So now that was, we kind of like talked about the debt part of it. Now, financial literacy is what you teach. And obviously, because you teach it, we can't get all. And plus, even if we wanted to talk about everything, we just couldn't do it in a few minutes. But what do you have to say about wealth accumulation? Because that's also part of, financial literacy or financial freedom.
And a lot of it has to do with knowing where you are again and knowing where you want to be or where you want to go.
Okay.
And it looks different for everyone. Some people don't, they might be like, oh, I have children. Think about the 529 plan, which is an account where you can put money towards their expenses for school when they to college. Or you might have the obstacle, oh, why they didn't want to go to college? It's okay. That money can be transferred for other uses. Okay. So
Okay, okay.
it's important to know what you want to do. What is if you say, I want to have a certain amount of money every single month, well, what's going to take you there? Is it real estate where you can have multiple rental properties or even just one luxury short-term rental where you make money that where it keeps you $10,000, $20,000 every month. So it's all about using the money, your hard-earned money, and then investing it, using it to be able to have the wealth. So again, you use your active income, the money that you use to where you go to work, you make money from that, and then that money
Right.
instead of putting towards the debt or towards things that you don't quote unquote need, you invest that money in several avenues, and then that money keeps making money, keeps pretty much accumulating wealth for you and for your family. And it's the best thing ever. It gives you that peace. Like if I were to pass away, I have peace of mind that my kids are taken care of, my family's taken care of.
Wonderful.
And with all that too, with all not trying to be negative, but we know at some point we'll pass, it's important to have life insurance.
So, what are two good investment strategies that you have seen work for a lot of people?
The two that come to mind, stock market investing and real estate investing. The stock market investing is when you have a brokerage account. Pretty much it's an account that you have with a company where you can invest in stocks. Like I'm sure everybody have heard of Amazon or Target, Coca-Cola, Pepsi. You just invest in solid companies and then you put money either every month, every quarter, and then that money keeps accumulating with interest. So again, instead of putting that money towards debt where the bank is making or you're paying interest to the bank. So it's your turn to pretty much enjoy the interest. So you open a brokerage account, you put money towards that account, and then it can be quarterly, it can be every year where you get interest accumulated. And another way which I love is real estate. And there's so many ways to invest in real estate, but the most common one is when you buy let's say a house or a multi-family property where you have many floors or many units and pretty much you rent them out. And then every single month that you have tenants that pay you money. And you have to make sure that money is enough to cover not just the mortgage and expenses, but some extra money for you to enjoy as well. So you can really accumulate the wealth. So I would say stock market investing and real estate investing are two sure ways for you to have wealth as long as you are disciplined you don't have debt when you're doing it, or if you have debt, it's debt that you have a strategy that you're paying off. Because again, like I said, I was still investing when I was paying off the debt, but I had a strategy, I had a plan. And so it's very important to pretty much be strategic. And to go back to strategies and stuff like that, if you tell yourself that, I really want to go on vacation, I want to spend $2,000 on vacation, you should have $2,000 invested as well. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's good to think like that as well, that, if I'm investing, or if I want to go on vacation, I should have $2,000 invested as well. If you want to buy a $2,000 luxury shoe, you should have $2,000 invested as well. It's all about priorities and how you strategize things. Really, it's all about that.
I see.
But to answer your question, stock market investing and real estate investing are two sure ways for you to have wealth, as long as you are disciplined and that you're strategic.
And so somebody should start, when talking about real estate, for example, I mean, I've heard of so many different type of real estate investment. Some people do flipping, some people do rental, some people do short-term rental. How should somebody decide? Some people do land investment, commercial. Like, how can somebody decide what they actually want to go into that would be beneficial for them?
A lot of it has to go back to your goals. How much money do you want to make? How much capital you have? Do you want to use debt again? What is your age? What is your risk tolerance? So you have to write all of that on paper. And again, it would take time to go over all this. But in a nutshell, it's really risk tolerance, your age, how much capital you have, and do you want to go into debt again, and how much knowledge you have. You need to know pretty much, because everything has a risk. That's the thing too. Yeah. Just because it's an investment doesn't mean that you're going to double your money. And probably should stay away from anything that says you're going to double your money. But anyway, it's very important to understand that it's an investment. There is a risk. And are you okay losing money or doing that toward that investment? It's important to understand that as well. And if you're not sure, you might have to take a course, you might have to take a webinar, listen to a podcast. All that can help, so you can educate yourself. Because if you don't have the knowledge, it's very, very easy to make mistakes, expensive mistakes, that is.
That's really good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So what you're saying too is that it's possible to, and that's what you did, is you didn't just like focus on paying your debt first and then invest, but you kind of like did it simultaneously.
Yes. So the priority was the debt repayment, but at the same time, I don't want to have nothing in the bank account after I'm done paying the debt. I still want something, even if it's like $100 a month. That's something that you can invest for 4 or 5 years. That's something. And again, it's not forever that you're paying off the debt. You know, because sometimes when people say hear that, just $100, it's better than zero. It's something. And after you're done with the debt, then you can put $10,000 per month, because you have more money that you're not giving the bank anymore.
I see. Wonderful. So let me ask you this. I know that I just want you to share, because that's something that you had shared with me. You were talking about having different streams of income. Tell me why that's important.
It's important because what do you do if something happened to that income? I always say one income is way too close to zero. Because if that one income is gone, you have zero. What are you going to do? You see what I'm saying? So it's very important to have other streams of income. Meaning, if you're a dentist or a physician, are you able to have another business, or are you able to go into real estate? Because real estate, it's not just investing, it's a business, so you can have a business like that.
Right.
So that's what I mean by having different ways to make money. And I'm an author too. I make money from this book, Lillian the Talking Piggy Bank. Let's talk about money. That's one way that I make money as well. And it's important to have many ways to make money, because again, one income is way too close to zero. Once that one income is gone, what are you going to do? You'll be like looking left, right, like, what do I do?
Yes.
So, but some people, they're like, I don't want to have a bunch of incomes. That's fine. If that's the case, you need a very large emergency fund in case something happens. You're taking 6 to 12 months of emergency fund. And what that means is living expenses. You go back to your bank statements to see how much money you've been spending every single month, and then you save 12 months. It's a lot of money. But again, I feel like even to have wealth quicker, it's nice to have multiple streams of income. And even if you have 2 rental properties, all that can give you income. Again, it's all about knowledge.
So talking about, again, real estate, some people, I remember talking to someone and the person was like, okay, right now, I'm just going to live in an apartment. And then, I want to pay off my car before I think about, actually buying a home. What do you think about that mindset?
I feel like it depends on the person's financial situation as a whole, because there's
Yes.
nothing wrong with renting. You just don't want to do it forever, because there
Okay.
is wealth that is made when you buy a house. Even your single family house, you can still make money from it. Even though it can be a huge expense, it's still
Yes.
an asset. It's still considered an asset. Again, it's fine to have that mindset as long as it's not going to be there forever. You have a plan, like a
Forever.
short plan, like 4 years, you're done, then you go buy the house. Because again, the more you wait, the more expensive real estate is going to be. Everything
True.
is, and I mean, we see now everything's expensive. So
Yeah.
it's very important to not delay too much, unless it's good to have a plan. Yeah. But again, there's nothing wrong with renting. No.
Okay. 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 I was thinking, but okay. So you said that you can make money with even a single property or your own home. How
Yes.
do you do that? How do you make money from your own home?
Sometimes it can be a business, meaning you can have a business inside of your home and you can make money from that. Those are strategies that you have to talk to your accountant about, or even your family financial advisor about. There's so many ways to make money from your home, but again, even more money if you buy a rental property that you can have a tenant that pay you rental income every single month.
I think I was somewhere where I was getting something done in somebody's house, and that person ended up actually having, some roommates inside their own home. So I guess, yes, you're right. And maybe like tax deduction as well.
All that, yes. And that's why I say it's good to have a good money team. You need to have a good accountant, a good banker, a good financial advisor, all that. Financial advisor is not always needed, but it's good to have that as part of your team. But an accountant, a good estate attorney, all those things are huge as far as your money team. And a money coach too, right?
And that's what she was for me. She was my money coach. We met in a course that she was doing for doctors, actually, and we've been friends ever since.
Yes, yes. Time flies, yes. And I'm
Yes.
so proud of you, Dr. Valerie.
My goodness. Thank you so much. I was telling you earlier that you like one of my trailblazers. She does something or
Yes.
I just run with it and it works out. So thank you so much for your impact in
Of
my
course.
life. I just wanted to reiterate that, in the open, publicly. Yes,
Oh,
you're a very great asset to my life, and I do
oh.
very, very much value your friendship and
Thanks for
everything
saying
that
that publicly.
absolutely.
Thanks for saying that publicly.
Yes, because I always tell you that, and I just wanted to know. So I know that right now we kind of like out of time. I know Dr. Clarice made the doctors out of that, though everything that she spoke about does not only apply for doctor, but her calling or, her heartstrings, they're pulled for doctors. So would you please tell us a little bit about doctors out of that? If somebody wanted to join your movement, how can they do so?
Thank you for that. So yes, Doctors Out of Debt, again, a company that I started in 2019, where I help doctors to get out of debt, because so many of us, we have those six-figure debt, those six-figure student loans, practice debt. Pretty much the purpose is to get out of debt and have multiple streams at the same time, so we can have the generational wealth and practice medicine or dentistry just how we would like to.
Right.
And doctorsoutofdebt.com, that's how you can find me. And there's a lot of newsletters there, a lot of articles, a lot of services that you can use. There's even like budget sheets. If you're like, you know what, I want to start small, I just want to see baby steps. So there are budget sheets that are available there as well. So you can really see where your money's going. Because so many of us, we get the paycheck, we get the money, and then we just spend the money, but we don't really know. We don't really know, first of all, how much money we're making, how much money we spend, how much money we should be spending towards
Right.
utilities, towards mortgage, rent, childcare, towards investing, towards saving, because that's actually a formula that we use. And I introduced that to the doctors in my cohort in the group coaching program. There's actually a formula to use for faster debt repayment and wealth building. And it's all there in the spreadsheet. It took me a lot of time to come up with it and put it in the spreadsheet, but it's there. Just go on the website, again, doctorsoutofdebt.com. And also other ways that I help. If you know a young star in your life, building the talking piggy bank. Let's learn about money. That's one way. And also one-on-one
That's for
coaching.
children, doctor?
Yes, that's for children. I would say
Mm-hmm.
about 5 to 9 years old, they can read
Okay.
that. And
Mm-hmm.
I wrote it for my very close friend, Dr. Alicia Bird. She's a dentist as well.
Wonderful.
Other ways, one-on-one coaching and even a group coaching if you want other dentists or other physicians, because I don't just work with dentists, also physicians and pharmacists. And those are, again, multiple ways that I help to have doctors really have that debt freedom that they want, which is not debt freedom, but it's really financial freedom, financial
Yes.
independence, financial literacy, and peace of
Right.
mind. It's really
Right.
peace, the peace of mind.
Yes, wonderful. Well, thank you so very much for saying yes to our episode or Optimize Your Life. Thank you so much. I think that you brought a wealth of information that was valuable, and I do trust that it did and was able to help a lot of people. And if you are a doctor and you are in need of, getting strategies to get out of debt or to multiply your income or your sources of income, please don't hesitate to contact Dr. Carolyn Clerismé from Doctors Out of Debt. She'll be a great asset to your life. And so that being said, again, doctor, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you
And
for having me.
absolutely. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.